Okay, so you're going to see my video tomorrow that I've been working on all day. You're going to notice that you might notice this, but I started out with one black shirt and I spilled ketchup on it right here when I was eating dinner. So I had to change shirts, but I didn't have the exact same kind of black shirt. So tomorrow when the video comes out, you see if you can tell when I changed shirts. So I had to make have a contest, see if people can tell. It's pretty funny though. How's everybody doing tonight? I was eating a turkey burger, and my wife says, "I just ironed that shirt for you," because I told her, I was like, I need a different black shirt. I can't use these cotton shirts. They don't look black in the videos. They have to have some. They have some polyester in them. So she's like, then I come up and I got the ketchup on it. And she says, "I'm not ironing another black shirt for you." Dennis, you just landed? Oh, there you go, man. My man, main man. Oh, of course, Heinz, Mark. You know, I don't know if anyone's ever tried their organic. What makes the shirt look black? That's pretty good. I don't know if anyone's ever tried their organic ketchup, but it's horrendously bad. It's really, really bad. So, 44 Scoots. Hey to Fairport, New York. Snubs Nickelback eats ketchup. Oh, come on in, Snub Nickelback. Can my shirt be more black? This shirt is this is a good black shirt here. This is, you know, if the shirt's wrinkled, I have a couple videos where my shirt's really wrinkled. And, I mean, I can iron it it takes about 30 seconds to iron it. But, getting back to my Heinz ketchup, the organic one tastes horrendous. You got to do the one with the high fructose corn syrup. It's really, you know, it's got to have sugar in it. It's, yeah. What's up, Ethan? It's got to have sugar and spice. So, I was talking to my buddy Kinch today, who was watching last night on the live stream, and he was chuckling about my alter dominant ear training thing that I played you guys, that I made for Dylan. How many of you heard that yesterday? My alter dominant ear training thing that I made for him. Because I was change the topic exactly. Because I was laughing about it today because of the absurdity of it. Listening back to it, it was you laughed, you cried. It was I don't know what made me do that to make all these things up. I found a couple more that, I mean, I've got a whole bunch of them, but I just found a couple more that were in my email because I used to play them. I'd make them, and I would play them out of my email, and Dylan wouldn't say anything. He'd just sit and look out the window. But I found some Ad 9 ones that I did. Let's see here. So these are ones that I hadn't really gotten to where these are kind of the first ones I made. I'll play them for you here. I haven't even listened to them, so let me see what they sound like here. Okay, Dylan. This is F Ad 9. F G A C.
arpeggiate it like this.
So these are the kind of things that I would do. I would just make up these little theory lessons, right? And here's another one. This is C add 9.
Okay, Dylan. This is F add 9.
Wait, hold on. This is the wrong one here. This one. Where is it here?
Okay, Dylan. This is C add 9. C, D, E, G. Here's playing the arpeggio.
So I would sit down and I started doing these. These were my first ones that I did where I just put the mic up. I finished a session at night and I just got I just had like a cheap digital piano sound and everything. And I would just quickly do these 1-minute things like that. But I'd make a bunch of them. And then the next day when he'd be going to preschool, I would just play him out of my email like that. And then they started to get way more fancy, like the one I played last night, which I'm going to play it again for you. For those of you that weren't watching last night, where is that thing? It's here. Let's see here. The altered one, because I found that. So I started making these. The ones that are in the ear training course are like this. And these actually have a video to them. Where is it here? Yeah, C altered dominant lesson. Wait, here it is.
C altered dominant. C, D flat, E flat, E, F sharp, G sharp, B flat, C. C altered dominant. C altered dominant. C altered dominant. The triads of C altered dominant: C diminished, C augmented, C sharp minor, C sharp sus4, E flat minor, E flat sus4, E augmented, F sharp major, F sharp Lydian, A flat major, A flat sus4, A flat augmented, B flat diminished, C altered dominant triads. The seventh chords of C altered dominant: C minor 7 flat 5, C augmented 7th, C sharp minor major 7, C sharp major 7 sus4, E flat minor 7, E flat 7 sus4, E major 7 sharp 5, F sharp 7, F sharp 7 flat 5, A flat 7, A flat 7 sus 4,
So,
A flat 7 sharp 5.
so this is how you learn all these. Is there a perfect for the purpose for the background notes? It's to create the sound of the mode. There's always a C in the base of it. Was it hard for Dylan to sit through these? No, Dylan would just sit and listen to them and stare out the window. You know, if you just get used to hearing this stuff all the time, it's no big deal. So, so I had tons of these. I made them, so in the neural, my brother John's on here. So in the neural app that we have, I have all the basic major and minor keys that are represented with etudes for each of those. So I would play those as well, but I made those up later. I mean, Dylan already knew what those chords were because I just told him. I made up a chart with all the major. I did the I did major augmented, then minor diminished, and showed him how they were related. And I would always have him memorize them in the circle of fifths. So he goes C, G, D, A, E, B, F sharp, and then we go to flats: D flat, A flat, E flat, B flat, F. And then so he'd go. I'd have him recite them. He'd say C major, C, E, G, C augmented, C, E, G sharp, C minor, C, E flat, G, C diminished, C, E flat, G flat. Then he'd go on G, B, D, G, B flat, D, G, B, D, G, B, G, B, D sharp, and go through and do major, augmented, minor, diminished. Okay, and then he would write out the chart. He would just make a chart with the 4 columns. I'd make a chart with the 4 columns. I put put the circle of fifths down it, and then he would just fill it in, go in across, and he knew what they were. And I would have him sing them as he was writing them down. He'd just sing the pitches. So, you know, you do those. You add in the sus4, the Lydian, the sus2, the Phrygian, and then you do the Locrian, which would be 1, 2, flat 5. And then you do the sus4 flat 5 also. Then you've accounted for all the different variations within a fifth or within an augmented fifth. Okay, so you have all the possibilities of the, you have the major, minor, diminished, and augmented, which are all based in thirds. Then you have the suspensions, and the upward suspensions are the sus4, the sharp 4, and then the sus4 flat 5. Okay, so you got 1, 4, 5, 1 sharp 4, 5, and 1, 4 flat 5. And then you have the variations of the second, 1, 2, 5, sus2, 1 flat 2, 5, and 1 flat 2 flat 5. So that's kind of, so once you know those, so I did Lydian ones. I have all these things. I have all these things where I'm narrating like that with the close mic and everything, all different keys, right? So then it was just a matter of, in order to combine and create seventh chords, we actually learn them a different way. And it's not a way that I ever teach, that I've ever taught in any of my, I might have taught this a couple times, but I taught Dylan about chord extensions by taking, let's say you take C major, okay? And I say, okay, so Dylan, here, the C major 9 chord, you take a G major chord, but just the first 2 notes of it. And once you get C, E, G, then you go GB is a C major 9, then GBD is a C major with the 11th, right? And then, I'm sorry. Then I'd say that you get the major 7th first, GB, then you get the major 9, GBD. And then, and we would build chords, ninth chord, seventh and ninth chords like that first. And then we would take the seventh, then he learned the seventh chords. So then you go C major 7, C, E, G, B. And then on top of the B, then you build those upper extensions by placing chords on top of those. So, and really the whole theory was all you do is you just remember how to alternate letter names, right? C, E, G, B, D, F, A. And there's only a couple patterns that go like that, right? Once you get through them, G, B, D, F, A, C, you know, and you just memorize them. And I mean, there's really only a couple patterns that there's really only a couple patterns that you have to memorize. If you remember, all you're doing is just counting every other letter name, and you put flats or sharps in them, depending, you know. So, my brother John is here hassling me. So check this out, John. I just got a guitar, I think. I'm not sure what it is, but I think this is a Dan Electro. Just came in the mail, just before I started. This is an unboxing. Yeah, I've never done an unboxing video. Let's see here. Oh. Let's see what this is here. Oh man, cool. Got the some type of wrench here. I'm not sure what that is. I think this is the Jimmy Page one. Wow. Whoa. Look at that. How cool is that? Oh, it's almost perfectly in tune. You idiot, John. That's pretty cool, right? It's red. It's got a, it looks like the same pickup configuration as the other guitar. Oh, it plays great. Wow. Wow, like it. Has a, I guess it's a fixed bridge. That's I think that's a P90 here. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is great. So there you go. They just sent it to me. How great is that? Yeah, I think it's made in Korea. So I'll plug it in tomorrow. I don't want to. I don't have an amp handy right here. I think they're making them in Korea. They play great. I mean, it really. Oh, I got some other stuff. Check it out. Hold on. Hold on. Got other stuff here too. What is this here? I don't really have anything to cut with here. Oh. Man. Yeah, our dad, John, when Dad would mail something, no, the neck feels great, Tom. It really feels amazing well. My dad would mail me stuff. He makes CDs and mail them to me. It would take me about 3 days to get them open. He would tape them up so tightly and put cardboard around them. And I always said, Dad, you don't have to do that. Oh, here we go. Okay. This is the old school Dan Electro pedal that I paid 24 bucks for. This is the French Toast, okay? You remember I was telling you that the Fox fuzz pedal was designed, I don't know if I told you this, but the guy that runs Dan Electro designed the Fox fuzz pedal. Well, this is an exact copy of Fox Tone Machine. This has the octave thing on it, and it's 24 bucks. Same circuit. Okay? Then I got this, which is, I think I know what this is. This all literally just came. So this, I'm not sure what this is though. I think it's another pedal. But let's see here. Why do they make it so ugly? I don't know. Who cares? Please get a sharp knife. I know it's really irritating, but I'm not. I don't have a knife right here. So, man, why do these people pack it like this? I'm using pliers, right? This will work. Man, that's packed well anyways. Oh, I don't think I can. Let me get it open. Whoops. There we go. You guys are going to get A+ for packing this. Wow, look at this packing job. What is this? Oh, I know what it is. Okay, let's check it out. And this, whoops. Oh, this is honestly, it's ridiculous. Oh. Oh. Can you really pack things too well? Is it possible? Oh, man. Oh. Nickelback songbooks? I think it is. Oh, this is ridiculous, right? This is ridiculous. This is unbelievable. Okay. This is a Hog, Electro-Harmonics. I don't know what it is here, but you know. And then this is the expression pedal that goes with it that I'm not going to open right now because I just wrenched my arm. But I bought these on Reverb. Tendinitis from unpacking. So, so anyways, I'll try those out tomorrow. So this morning, kids are on vacation this week, and I was horsing around with Dylan, fighting with him this morning, and he pushed me, and I started to fall, but Lennon was in the way, and I didn't want to fall on top of her, so I fell this way, and I landed between the couch and the ottoman, and I wrenched my thumb on on the ottoman, trying to avoid falling on Lennon, which I would have crushed her if I did. And now my thumb is killing me again when it was just healing. So those are probably the only things that I've ordered. These two, I ordered that pedal. I ordered those two pedals the other day, and they're the only two things that I have ordered in. I can't even remember the last time I actually bought something. I never buy anything, really. I mean, I did I bought my 12 string and the jazz guitar there, the Eastman. But other than that, no pedals. I haven't bought a pedal in 10 years, maybe. Yeah, so yeah, big spree, big spree. The French toast was $24, and the Hog I got for about $200, I think. Those are that's an old version of the Hog. The Hog is kind of like, they don't make it anymore, but the expression pedal will enable you to do the freeze thing, so you can play a chord and it'll synthesize the notes of the chord, and then you can solo over it. And I got it so that I can, it was $215, oh Magoo, it was $250 for it. So I can solo over it and have a more lush sound to play over. It's like a synth, exactly, where, I mean, what I was doing is I would play things on the keyboard like that. It's like a Pog, exactly. I would play stuff on the keyboard, and I'd hold down the sustain pedal and then solo over it. It was that would be kind of the thing to do. But I will play it in the future once I get the stuff hooked up. I'm going to play it. So yes, there's that. I mean, I have to close this program here. I don't know why this is open, but Pro Tools is open. The Fractal, Mark, the Fractal will do that. And I asked my friend Daryl Gable, when Daryl was here visiting, I asked him about how to do that, but apparently I need to have the pedal with it to do that. So, John, you had the B9 and C9? They're good? Because I think what they did, I think that they took their technology for the pitch change or for the synthesizer for the Hog, and they split it up into different pedals. They figured out that it would be it would be more, you'd have more things to sell. So Kelly just said better than a freeze. Well, yeah. So the freeze is basically a simplified version of the Hog. It takes one of the elements. I think the Hog is the freeze pedal and the B9 and the C9 all put together, and then you have the expression pedal with it. This is what Kurt Rosenwinkel uses that he plays over. The electroharmonics is their specialty. The Pog is the only thing that can do that sound. Yeah, John, I didn't know that you own that you had the B9 and the C9. Those are I've never tried them. Honestly, I just figured that they were similar because of it says synthesizer pedal and Eli. I've put my guitar through a Leslie many times, so yeah, it's great. John hasn't. My brother has an Eventide H9, and it's not even close. He says you sold all that stuff, right, John? Because of that. If you know what chords you can make, you sound like a real organ. So I have an Electro-Harmonix micro synth pedal, which I really. Those are not, no, the micro synth, the ones I have are polyphonic. They definitely are polyphonic. I have an old one. Yes, Kurt Rosenwinkel uses the Hog to play those chords to Stella. It just can't do the electroharmonics like electroharmonics. Rodrigo, I'm not sure what a good speaker for vocals is for rock gigs nowadays. There's so much new technology with it, with smaller PA systems. It's hard to say. So I've got those two new Dan Electro pedals, that the Billionaire pedals. And I've not plugged them in. One of them is a Leslie pedal, and I've not tried. I will try them tomorrow and see how they sound. I'm gonna, I need to build a pedal board. I used to have I had a pedal board I built 20 years ago. That was made with some 2x4s and some. I spray painted it black and put some Velcro on it, but I need to actually set up a proper pedal board. Does Dano send them to you? Yes, they sent them to me. Am I planning on filming this? I hadn't thought about that yet. I need a good power brick for a pedal board. Is that true, John? I don't even know what that is. That's one of those power things that you put the little adapters for you. I've got many pedals though. Yes, the Hog is used. It's you can tell it's used by this. It's got the Velcro on the back, which is great. That's totally cool. So I will make a video with that Hog. I'll try that out and do that. Do a show with John, please. I did a show with John, and John, well, we did a show together, but I didn't put it out. And then John and I did a show where we were both playing guitar stuff, but his audio, he was too far away with his video, and his audio had a buzz on it. He didn't have the gear to record his video, or his video had a buzz on it. So I know John has a Strymon. You have Strymon stuff too, John? Is that right? I knew that they were sending me another guitar, Mark. Yeah, they the Steve, who's the owner, told me that he was going to send me that. He asked me if I was interested, and that's the Jimmy Page one, but it's an updated model of the Page one. What makes your brother great? That's funny. Strymon is the new Boss, except way more expensive than Boss. John has Strymon power supply. El Capistan delay, and Voodoo Labs power supply. Yeah, so most of my chords, most of my pedals are 20 years old, 25 years old. I have this. Um, where is it here? Um, hold on. Hold on. Where is that thing? Thought I had it. Oh, here. This is the Old Boss. This is the best tremolo pedal they ever made, 1996 or so, or something like that. Early 90s, they stopped making these. These are great, great pedals. Tremolo pan pedal. It does the hard cut. It has two different modes on it. And then, of course, John and I have this that we both bought at the same time, the MXR flanger from '78, which sounds amazing. So I prefer all these old pedals. I think they sound way better. I don't need any of those. I don't need any of those fancy ones. They don't make those pedals like they did there with the power supply on that old MXR. Those things have transformers in them. That's the original Van Halen flangers, right? John and I both got those the same week. No, this thing is from they stopped making these in the 90s. This is I want to say they made these in the 80s. The tremolo pan pedal. Anybody know this pedal? This is really this is definitely, they started making one that was not nearly as good, just a regular green tremolo pedal. The tremolo pan is the one you want right here. This is the best sounding one that they made. I love this Boss tremolo. So, anyways. Robert, you're a classically trained opera singer and you can't teach and you can teach grown-ups. But your 9-year-old daughter wants you to help her and you're lost. Any tips? It's hard to teach your own kids. I know that. It's pretty much impossible to teach your own kids. John will tell you, my brother will tell you about the tremolo pedal or the Univibe pedal. John, is he going to send me one? Is Dave going to send me his pedal? I thought you told me he was going to hook me up. Tremolo pan going for $250 on reverb. They're great pedals. Robert, as far as a vocal teacher, it's very, that's really hard. What state do you live in? Steven, the flanger pedal I was talking about, the best one ever made is this one. With a real cable here. 1978, I bought this flanger. Actually, our mom bought this flanger for both John and I. She bought each of us one. But it's the best sounding flanger pedal. It does an amazing. It does the Van Halen. Is it Panama, John? What's the song that is really quintessential? Eddie. The Eddie sound that he uses that flanger on. I know they would do weigh a ton. Unchained, is it? Unchained, okay. Yeah, it's amazing. It also, with my band Billionaire, I would use it and people thought it was a Leslie. It sounds, I have a setting that sounds just like a Leslie pedal. Although the one that Dan Electro sent me, I haven't plugged it in, but it has a speed, it has a ramp up and ramp down button on it. It looks like my Leslie would do. Ain't talking about love. Dun, dun, dun. I think he uses a phase 90 on that, John. I think. I'm not sure. Mean Street. Okay. Brandon, how do you grow up to be like us? Brandon, you were born about 30 years too late. The last few notes of the riff. The first three knobs at 10:30. The fourth is dimed. Is that how you do it? Is that for Unchained, John, or is that from 8 Talking About Love? Ever been to the House of Guitars? Of course. We used to go there all the time. Man, you kidding me? That was, oh man, all the time went to the House of Guitars. He always used the same setting. So John is a great guitar player, my younger brother. He's 4 years younger than me. He's really good. House of Guitars, Thomas. You know it, right? It's a rat trap. John, they haven't cleaned it since the 60s, have they? Mad Strummer Dad, you didn't receive, if you didn't get the book and you sent me an email today, I know that Carol did not go through those today. Send me an email right now while we're talking. Send it to my Gmail, and I'll send you the link right as we speak. How's that? How's that for service? What was my main guitar in high school? It was a Les Paul, Brett. It was I had a Les Paul custom. I had two customs, and I think I've told this story though, where I got the black Les Paul custom. I don't know what year it was, early 70s or something. I don't even know. Well, do you know what year it was, John? Then I gave it to John, and my mom bought me a brand new white Gibson Les Paul custom. And we and then I don't remember. I got a 335 on the I'm not going to tell the Les Paul story. I got a 335. I got rid of that. I gave John my white Les Paul custom. He got rid of the black one. And I got a 335, I think, John. Didn't I get a 335? I can't remember. But our mom worked in a factory, and because John and I were the youngest of 7, we benefited a lot more than the other kids. We were able to take lessons because we were the youngest. And my parents had they had some, they had enough income to give us get us private guitar lessons. So, John, do you even remember what 335 I got? I was in college when I got that. I don't even remember that, but I talked to one of my friends, my buddy Jamie Wilson, and he told me that I had a 335. John says you were spoiled. Sounding off with John Beato. So, but I don't remember that guitar at all. I don't remember that I had a 335. Do you remember that, John? Jamie swears that I had that. I started with a with a Les Paul when I was a freshman in college, and somehow I got a 335. Your 335 was walnut brown, very ugly. Maybe I had a walnut brown 335 too. I cannot remember having it. And then, I don't remember. Not giving your kids piano lessons. So John took piano lessons. My parents got a piano when I was in college and John was home. He was the only one that took piano lessons. Favorite classic rock amp. Do I remember Brian Murphy from Ithaca? Yes, of course I do. Of course I know Brian, Justin. Tell him I said hello. What's he doing now? How old is Brian now? I can't even remember. I haven't talked to him in 30 years. Make sure you tell him I said hello. What's the difference between the tremolo pan and the other tremolo? Is the tremolo pan sounds a million times better. It does a hard cut on it, Stephen. It does that stutter effect. It has two different settings. It's got two different tremolo settings and two different pan settings. Okay, so it's much more versatile. Now it doesn't have tap tempo or anything like that. I mean, it's an old school pedal, but I think it was the best. I thought it was the best tremolo they ever made. I don't know why they stopped making it. It was really good. Let's see here. Okay, that's you, Peter. Okay, here. Hold on. I'm going to send it to you right now. Let's see here. Here you go. It should have been automatic, Peter. There you go. There you go, Kinch. Kinch, I'm looking for that. I'm looking for the notation for that. I'll find it. Who's my favorite rock vocalist? Oh boy. I mean, probably John Lennon. But real rock vocalist though. Oh man, probably Robert Plant. Then maybe Chris Cornell, or Eddie Vedder, or Kurt Cobain. Probably Kurt Cobain. I don't know. I like them all. I like so many different kinds of voices. I like Keith. I like Mick. I like Mick Jagger, and I like Keith Richards both. I like Roger Daltrey. If you listen to, I like Steven Tyler too. If you listen to Love, Rain on Me, and you hear Daltrey sing that, and then you think of Eddie Vedder's, ever heard Eddie Vedder's version of it, which is really great. But you can hear Eddie got a lot of his influences for his tone from Roger Daltrey, which I think is great. Brad Delp, great singer. Sting, great singer. Although, I played Layla. She doesn't like any version of King of Pain other than the one on the record. She doesn't like any of Sting's live versions with orchestra on it. Sting is an amazing singer. Lou Gramm. John, you know Lou Gramm, right? Lou Gramm is a Rochester. He's not a boy, but Ian and David Coverdale. There you go. Elton John was a great singer. Incredibly great singer. I love Geddy Lee's voice. Do I have a Fairlight keyboard? I do not. He's in his mid-70s? Are you serious? No way. Put him in touch with me, Justin. Does he have, I've always wanted to get in touch with him again. He can't be in his mid-70s now, can he? I can't believe that. No way. Please tell him to get in touch with me. Give him my email and have him email me. I honestly haven't talked to him since 1988, I bet, is the last time I saw him. And I'd love to catch up with him. So, Ronnie Van Zant, are we on vocalists? What would we play? What was a Beato Brothers jam like? Oh, I don't know. Ian Hunter's in his late 70s. Peter Gabriel. I mean, a lot of these guys are just getting old at this point, Gmail, Justin. Rick Beato 1 at Gmail. Kurt Cobain passed away 24 years ago yesterday. That's right. No, wasn't it 24 years ago today? Today's the 5th, right? It's the 5th. It was today. Well, it depends on where you are. Dio, Steve Gaines, vocals in Mars Volta. Yeah, it's really unbelievable. I remember that 94 when he died. I mean, it really depressing. Let's see here. Okay. Brian Johnson was a great singer. Really great singer. Love Brian Johnson. It's really hard to say because there's so there's so many great singers out there. So many great singers. Steve Walsh. I thought my brother told me Steve Walsh lived Harry Nilsson. I thought he said that Steve Walsh lived here in Atlanta. John, does Steve Walsh live here in Atlanta? Steve Marriott, yeah. Many to name. Mark is right. Too many great singers to name. Jimi Hendrix. How about that for a great singer? Jimi Hendrix was an amazing singer. Jeff Buckley was a great singer. Yeah, Robillard, I don't know what Kurt Cobain would say about today. Sam Cooke was a great singer. Tom Jones was a great singer. I mean, look, I love Neil Diamond too. Maurice White. I mean, there's so many great singers. It's really, John Anderson. John Anderson can still sing great. Don Henley was a killer singer. I mean, just too many. I mean, tons of, No Women mentioned, tons of great female singers. Some of my favorite singers are females, right up until present day. People like Adele. I love Adele's voice. She's one of the greatest singers ever. I love Sarah McLachlan. I love Bonnie Raitt is one of the greatest singers ever. Stevie Nicks is one of my favorite singers ever. Joni Mitchell, definitely one of my favorite singers. Steve Perry, a great singer. Barbra Streisand was a great singer. Bjork, love Bjork. Not Fergie, though. Definitely not. But Bonnie Raitt, come on. Who could touch Bonnie Raitt back in the 80s? She's one of the greatest singers ever. Really. And Daniel said it. Carmen. One of the greatest, if not my favorite of all time. And Alanis Morissette as well. So there you go. Kate Pearson from the B-52s. I love her voice. John likes Neil Giraldo. He's a great. John thinks he's a great player. I never really listened to much of Pat Benatar. Michael McDonald, Peter, exactly. One of the greatest. Man, Michael McDonald, forget it. Unbelievable. Karen Carpenter, Ray, you're absolutely right. Nora Jones. I mean, there's so many good singers out there. Kelly Clarkson is a phenomenal singer. I love Jules' voice too. I mean, there's just too many. There's so many great singers. John hates Kevin Cronin. Kevin Cronin was, on the, what was that record with Time for Me to Fly on, John? That was his best singing on that. Phil Collins, come on. Some of my favorite Phil Collins vocals are on Trick of the Tail. Yeah, so no, this is Magoo. This is before that. I'm talking in the 70s. That with you can't tune a piano, you can tune a fish. Seal, great singer. John and I were talking about Gary Richrath the other day. Gary, I love Richard Ashcroft's voice. He was a great singer. Glenn Campbell was a great singer. And Gordon Lightfoot, one of my favorites. So there you go. Gary Richrath, Freddie Mercury, come on, Daryl Hall, Marvin Gaye. Yeah, too many great people. Johnny Cash. Okay, Nat King Cole, unbelievable. Potato Man, what do I think about Alan Holdsworth? It's been a year, I know. It's been a year since he passed away. I was just talking about that with my friend Daryl the other day about Alan. I can't believe a year's gone by already. It's really hard to believe. I love Willie Nelson's singing, but even better than that, if anyone ever seen Willie Nelson do his card trick that he does on YouTube is one of the greatest card tricks that I've ever seen. Anybody ever see that? Willie Nelson card trick? It's amazing. I mean, I think he's doing it for his sister and his brother-in-law or something like that. I can't remember, but you should watch it if you can. He goes through the whole deck. Our mom loved Willie Nelson. She was always telling me that our mom would say, "You really need to get into country and western." She always talked about country as being country and western. And then when I had the song with Parmalee, she said, "I told you should have gotten into country. I've been telling you that for years." She loved Chet Atkins too. That's true. That is true. Country and western. That's what she called it. That's the old school name when it had western influences in it. Your dad called it country western. Well, yeah, right. Roy Clark too. Mom loved Roy Clark. So did Dad. They loved anything that was really, they love virtuosic playing. They yeah, they definitely did. Aretha, yeah. When guitar players were featured, that's true. When guitar players had their own TV shows. You know, you look on YouTube, you see Oscar Peterson had a TV show in the early 70s, you know. Glenn Gould had a TV show in the 60s. Where's that nowadays? You know? I mean, there's no shows that feature anything. We said Jeff Buckley, Space Cruiser. Elvis, John is correct on that. Do I ever play much slide? I don't. The only time I ever play slide is in tracks. Glenn Campbell had a show. That's right. He had a show. I mean, people had variety shows that were great musicians, you know? It's amazing. Jeff Tate from Queensryche. Yeah, Ozzy did have a show. That's true. The old variety shows, David, those were the best. Guitar is analog in the digital age. Well, they're trying to do the they're trying to do that. When is one considered a virtuoso? When you can play like Joe Pass. All right, I'm on for an hour. I got to get back and finish my video that I'm trying to put out in the morning. So my new video series is called The Anatomy of a Film Score. So what I do now is I take a film cue, meaning a small section, and I do an analysis of it, kind of like a what makes this song great, but with notation, with a piano reduction, and along with the actual film in there. And I talk about things that are happening at the Anatomy of a Murder, right? Exactly. I talk about what is happening at a specific point to create drama. What is going on musically? How does the pacing of the camera move relate to the pacing of the music? Things like that. More blocked stuff? I hope not. I did. Carol and I did a mock-up of the tune I'm doing tomorrow, or the piece I'm doing tomorrow. So it shouldn't have it. I mean, I am using a little clip from the video, but I think I can get away with it. I have an overlay. I have a notation overlay with it. So we'll see. Hopefully it's not going to have any problems. If it has a problem, I can fix it so it doesn't have a problem. So you'll see that one probably early in the day tomorrow. I'm going to try and get it done right now. So thank you, everyone. And thanks to my brother, John.